Do you ever go through old photos or videos on your phone and literally be shocked by the person that you used to be, almost as it's somebody else? I recently did this, and looking at those videos, I forgot how severe my acne was, and it's literally blowing my mind. And being somebody who has an entire channel dedicated to acne, I realized that it's really hard for you, the viewer, to actually go and locate those and see the journey that I've been through. So in this video, I'm going to be walking you through my acne as it progressively got more severe, and by the end of the video, I'll be showing you my acne at its most severe, and I'm telling you, it's shocking. Let's get into this. All right, now let's look at the first video. Now this is when I first started making YouTube videos. I got a really expensive camera and I was doing comedy stuff, but you can see that I have the start of what becomes much more severe. I have some redness, I have some active whiteheads and pimples, definitely a decent amount of blackheads popping up, but I would say that this is sort of in line with what most people go through. It was still very difficult, and at the time, I was trying everything to get rid of my acne, but it does get progressively worse from here. All right, now jumping into the second video. Now in this video, if you look at my skin tone and texture, you can see that I have like a fake tan on. This is because I had gotten very excited about bodybuilding and dove really deep into bodybuilding. So at this point, the amount of, protein that I'm taking in from, dairy and meat and protein bars, the amount of supplements that I'm taking, especially like protein powders and mass gainers, has gone up a lot since the first video, which was a couple years before this. So on my face, you can definitely see that the texture is changing. I'm starting to have a lot more bumpiness all over my face, having a lot more blackheads, and you can see that the active acne is slightly more severe. It's not a huge jump up yet, but this is just the start of what's to come. All right, now we're gonna jump into the third example, and I have to tell you that this is where you start to see a big jump in severity of my acne. Now, when we're looking at this video, you can see that one of the main things that has changed is that my skin has started to form cystic acne. Up to this point, it was a lot of redness, a lot of whiteheads and blackheads, but at this point, I'm now having regular nodular cysts happen every single week. At no point at this time in my life did I have skin that didn't have at least 1 to 2 extremely painful cysts. So this video is about a year after the last one we just looked at, and nothing has really changed. I am doing all the same stuff, I've just done it for longer now. So I'm having close to a gallon of milk every single day, trying to get the calories and the protein in. I'm having about 2 to 3 servings of mass gainer, which is 40 grams of protein per serving. I'm having protein bars. I'm eating a large quantity of, steak, chicken, decent amount of fish, a lot of processed foods, a lot of frozen foods. Just at this time, hadn't really figured out how to cook. And so really like the only, healthy thing that I was eating was I would steam broccoli. And so definitely we're seeing my skin change at this point. But if you think this is severe, just wait as we move on because it gets more severe. Okay, now let's look at the fourth example. And again, this is just under a year past the previous example. And again, nothing has really changed. I've just done everything for longer. So as we're looking at my face, what has happened now is that obviously everything has gotten more severe, but I am having more of those nodular cysts, and a new thing has happened on my face. I'm getting what is not medically termed anything. It's just something that I experienced where I would call it maybe patch acne. So I would have these areas on my face that would like multiple cysts as well as redness and whitehead would all patch into that one circle. You can see that on my forehead. I would always have this area on my forehead right above my eyebrows where I would have a couple of cysts popping up in the same spot instead of just having one cyst. And so now the blackheads have probably, doubled. Like literally I'd have so many that if I would just squish my face or my nose, I could have 10 of them coming out at once. And even if you try to extract them all, they would all be back within maybe a week. So at this point, my acne is so severe, it's starting to take a toll on my self-esteem and really also just kind of bring my motivation level down for doing what I really enjoyed doing, which was, sharing my journey, making videos, because every single video I put up, every photo I put up, people would just comment about how bad my acne was, try to tell me XYZ, what I could do to improve it. And obviously I tried all of those things. So it just felt like I was in an endless pit that really had no light at the end of the tunnel. This was tough. This was a really tough part of my life. Now, let's go to the final example, and then after that, I'll show you a bunch of pictures around the same time so you can see what my acne looked like at its most severe. All right, now here's the moment we've all been waiting for, and this is the video that when I saw it just recently, I don't remember it being this severe, and this is what really made me want to make this video. So let's just jump into it. Everything again is just getting more severe. And again, I haven't changed anything. I'm still trying all of the different methods to get rid of my acne, from, you know, skincare products to different like wives' tale stuff, and nothing is helping. And I'm still eating the same way. I hadn't thought about diet really being a part of it at all. Don't ask me why. But what's happening is now the nodular cysts that I was getting are increasing in size. This doesn't even really make sense because my cysts were already very large, maybe normal marble sized, and now they're like jumbo marble size, to the point that in this video, a couple times you'll be able to see it, but there's a shot where I'm coming out of the yogurt mill, like this ice cream place, and I turn my face sideways, and you can see how far the cyst protrudes off of my skin. It's maybe like a whole knuckle deep of finger length that far off of my face. These were not only super obvious, people would call them horns. People would, you know, call me Rudolph or like a unicorn, like I had a horn on my face, all that stuff. It's so terrible, so mean, it's so damaging your self-esteem. But they also literally hurt. Like not a little bit, not, oh, this itches a little bit. No, it would be throbbing all day. Throbbing, like really hurting, especially when I would exercise. And so now basically from the last example to this one, those patch areas are getting more severe. The nodular cysts are getting bigger and more swollen. And the blackheads are now covering every square inch of my face. So much so that I would go to the dermatologist and they would extract them. I would see them again in a month and they would be asking me what I'm doing, what I'm putting on my face, why is it this severe? They would say, multiple nurses, especially the dermatologists, say this is the most severe case of acne that I have ever seen in my practice. So I actually have a pretty decent amount of photos and videos from this time period because again, I was filming a bunch of stuff for YouTube. So I'll just put a bunch of that up as I talk to you about some things with acne, because so many people are watching this video because they are also suffering from acne. If you are in a position where your self-esteem has taken a hit because you have acne, and you've tried all of the different methods, you've tried all the different ingredients and creams and all that different stuff, let me just give you words of encouragement, right? When it was at my worst, I literally felt like it was endless and I just did not see an end in sight, and that just made it worse. And then trying different things that didn't work for me, that other people swore by, made me feel even worse, like this was a problem that would never, ever, ever get better. One thing that really helped, one thing that really occurred that I didn't know was going to happen is that it forced me to learn, right? So I learned from my experience. I learned from having self-esteem that was crushed and low. I learned how to love myself. I learned how to be my own source of inspiration or encouragement or support. I learned who was real in my life and who wasn't real. I learned who would actually show up for me versus who would bring me down farther. I learned so much, and at the time, that didn't feel like a good trade-off. It didn't feel fair, and I would have at the time given all of those things up to just have clear skin, right? But in hindsight, being a bit older now, I realized that it really shaped and morphed me into the person that I am. And the personality that I have now, the way that I care about myself and other people, the way I'm empathetic for other people, just changes the way that I'm able to deliver love. And I constantly get compliments from people that I just meet or people who have been my friends for a period of time about how good I make them feel and how I have certain like brightness or magic about me. And that I think truly came from that experience in my life. So I don't know, in addition to just sharing my journey and showing you where I've been as sort of like a proof of I've been in the darkest spots, I've been through the most severe acne, just kind of sharing this because it's so hard to find on my channel, I also just wanted to share some positive words and just maybe some solidarity. Understand that you are not alone. You really aren't. I say that at the end of my videos, that you're not alone and you're part of Team Acne because you're beautiful. But I think helping you see that I truly have been through it with you, I hope that can help you feel even less alone, because it will get better, not only in the way that you perceive yourself, but ultimately your skin will improve over time. So just be patient. Even though I've been sharing acne content for so long, it still is sometimes difficult to be vulnerable and open up about stuff like this, you know, where you really are getting deep into, you know, the most severe parts of my acne and how it really changed me and affected me and at certain times crushed me. So I appreciate you guys showing support and doing it for so many years. It really does, it does mean the world to me. If you guys haven't heard about my acne program, I worked on it for multiple years, and the reason I put so much effort into this is because of this fiery passion that I'm speaking from right now. I really want to help people who are in the same spot that I was in, because I don't think that enough people, especially, you know, like the traditional treatments of acne, I think a lot of those people have never had acne, and so that empathy is missing. So I wanted to be able to create a program that would help people not only be able to narrow down all of this information into figuring out what their causes of acne are, but also how they can create a plan to actually address it. And it goes through what I did to be able to actually improve and clear my skin up to where it is now. Also, if you're checking into this video just because you thought it would be really interesting and you're dealing with more of a mild to moderate acne or acne scarring, or you just want to improve your skin texture or slow down your aging process, I talk about this in every video, but Banish is the skincare line I've been using now for close to 3 years, like 2.5 years. It's massively improved my scarring from where my acne was in those videos. You can see that my scarring is super mild, and it's only gotten better since I used this stuff. So you can use my code, it's Brian5, I get you $5 off your order. I swear by this entire brand. The entire skincare line is super fantastic. If you have any questions about Banish or about my program or anything about this entire video, my journey, anything like that, please leave them in the comments below. I try to get back to everybody because I truly do care about this community. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And remember, you are not alone. You are beautiful. And you're part of Team Acne. See you guys in the next video.